Rushy, how are we doing, buddy? How are the volumes? How is the resolution? I think I figured out how to get 1080p out of my machine. It was downscaling it to 720. Should be looking much, much better. Rush, no worries, man. There's no need to apologise, buddy. Right, Rush, as you're here. Oh, a bit low again. What the hell? Let's have a look. How's that? Is it coming out of both earphones or both AirPods, Rush? Because I had it set to like mono before, and I think it was only coming out of one. Well, I listened to some of it back. Both AirPods. Okay, so that's a start. That is a start. Sounds good. Wicked. Yeah, I listened to it back and it was weird. I had music coming out of my right ear and bloody my mic coming out of the other one. So, yeah. Anyway, as you're here, last time we were doing the chatbot. No, we weren't. We were doing the CLI tool. Okay, so this week that didn't feel like it went particularly well. So this week I've been looking at. I know it's only Monday. Over the past few days, then I've been looking at building a Twitch chatbot, and I've managed to get a fairly straightforward working bot. And so it's a bit of a game. So as you're on Twitch, you can play the game. I follow someone else and she does something similar, but hers is super interactive. Anyway, I've got all of these commands, okay, and it's all my own bot, although it's not running yet, so hold tight. Ah, brilliant. It's a great start. Right. Nice. Okay. Technical issues for tech folks can't be helped. Yeah, it happens, right? It happens. Anyway, so yeah, if you're listening to this on YouTube, I can see there's one person there, and you want to head over to Twitch, you can get involved with the actual commands on the Twitch bot. So I've created a Twitch bot, and it's going to allow you to interact and get involved. Okay, so that was the purpose behind it. Now on the screen now, you should be able to see the README. And so my Twitch bot, what it does is take commands like any other bot, but this particular one allows you to do like get involved, right? So you do !join to join the game, and it adds you to the database. Now I've got a live database right here, so as you do that, people will appear, and what it does is it adds you to my database and just your username, and it adds all of the modules required from the roadmap, and you can get the roadmap by going to !roadmap in the chat, and it will ping it back to you in the chat. And then you can see your progress. So if you don't do anything immediately, it will say 0%, and it will tell you the first item in the roadmap, which is Linux, and that is going to be your next skill to learn. So feel free to play around with it in the chat. And then if you complete a particular task or a particular topic, you can put complete, but this can be configured with the Discord bot as well. This is, I don't know if you can see, but I'm actually getting the chat messages in my bot, which I was not expecting. I thought it was only going to process the commands, so that is interesting, and maybe there's some stuff that can be recoded now that I know that. Anyway, so yeah, you can add yourself a role. So if I can, how do I get into my chat? I could probably just type it in here. Let's try this. So if I go join, let's just see what it says. previously joined. Okay, so now if I do progress, hopefully you guys can see the chat. Mark in the Cloud made 37.5% progress so far and is working on Docker, because that is the next thing in my list on the database, right? And you can see here I've added myself the role, platform engineer, so you can just do, I can change my role if you want, so I could just go role, DevOps. Poggle, how you doing, buddy? Hopped over from, I can't even remember his name now, that's awkward, isn't it? The stream we were watching earlier, DevOps Manager. No, DevOps Manager, congrats. Shep, that's it, sorry. Don't tell him I said that. Right, and so then that updates the role in my database, which is just a little SQLite database on my local machine. And now you can see in the database, I'm a DevOps manager. And you can see the things that I've completed. So in order to complete a task, you can go !, complete, type in Docker. I'm assuming that is in my other thing. The modules to be completed here. You'll see it moves out of there and into here. Yeah, so now next on my list, so you've got Docker in there, and you can see now if I do progress, I'm now 57.14% progress, and my next thing is Python. So just something cool I thought that was a bit more interesting to watch than in than the finance CLI thing. I felt like I was getting lost in it, and therefore other people would be as well. And so I thought that would be a bit more interesting. Python is my primary language in DevOps. Sorry, you're mainly writing Python and Terraform. So how does this all hang together? There's a lot of code here, but it's actually fairly straightforward. So the main bot is 110 lines of code, give or take. Obviously there's some gaps in there, and what it's doing is using the Twitch.io library. Okay, so we use the OS library, which is operating system, which gives you, that's a built-in Python library to give you access to various things on the system. But the reason I use it is to get the token. So that is an environment variable. So outside of here in that file there, which I won't bring up because that is my API key essentially for Twitch, that has a thing in there called access token, and it looks just like this. It's nothing else in the file, just that equals and then my actual access token. So all that's doing is opening that file for me every time it runs, grabbing that code so that it can interact with Twitch. And the modules are the things that I've created myself, and actually I need to fix it because I've got AWS or Azure here. But if you don't go to complete AWS, then it's not going to work because it needs to basically try and match that exact thing. So I need to play around with that. And then the main meat of it is this class, which is bot, and this comes from the commands from the Twitch.io library, and it just creates an instance of or a replica basically of the class, which is called bot. It creates our own version of it. And so all we're doing here is the initialization. We're taking in the access token, which it needs to be able to get the Twitter, the Twitch access, which you can see on my right hand side here in the terminal. Because I'm connected to it, it's actually pulling through all the messages. And then we've got the prefix, so I've put an exclamation mark, but the default I think is a question mark, and you can put whatever you want in front of it really, and that just means that when you do the exclamation mark in the chat, it knows to look for it by default. And the initial channels took me a while to figure out, but actually the default channel in Twitch is just called your username, which I didn't realize, so that took me a while. So it does a few things when it starts. Once it's ready, it just says you're logged in as the particular user and the user ID. So you can see here that's done that, printing logged in as Mark in the Cloud, and my user ID is apparently that one, 47 million and something. And then it's just getting the messages basically. So you can see here, printing message.content is the reason that it's printing all of those out. And then because we're doing some stuff with the event message, we then need to handle the commands, which is where these come in. So these are decorators, and these specify, you'll notice there's one above each one, that specify that this is a command. And so it automatically looks for that prefix, which is up here, the exclamation mark, and then help. So if you do exclamation mark help in the chat, and here's what's going to happen, sends a link to my available commands, which I've added to my website, markinthecloud.com/commands. There's a couple of tables on there, and one is for the help stuff, and the other is for like the play stuff, so the game really. And so you can see all that does is it's an asynchronous process, which means it's non-blocking, and it just does a send back to the channel essentially. And then we've got another one for hello. It just says hello back. It just says hello, and then it will tag you. And then we've got one for web, which gives the link to my website. So you've got the Mark of the Cloud website and the DevOps Academy website. And then we've got the Discord link here. So if you do exclamation mark Discord, and you can see all this stuff here in the README as well, which you can see on the GitHub. So we've got the same for Discord, and that's a link to get into my Discord, a link to my TikTok, a link to my YouTube, and then the actual game, or whatever you want to call it, the progress monitor thing instead, is actually does a bit more. So we've got join, which basically adds you to the database, and then we've got a roadmap, which will just print out the DevOps roadmap. So if I can do that, roadmap. So it just tells you the list of skills there in order. And then we've got progress, which I've already shown you, which gives you the kind of percentages and what the next skill in your list is. And it goes off and does some stuff that I've actually written myself. So most of this stuff is kind of just works out of the box. But what happens is in progress, it goes to retrieve the progress data from the database. So I've got some helper functions basically. So I've got roadmap.py, which I've created, and that anything to do with this game I'm really kind of classing as the roadmap element of it. So we've got the modules here, we've got creating the database tables. So we've just got 5 columns, which is ID, name, modules, completed, and the role. As you can see, there's the table, the database down there. And then adding a new user is just selecting and creating it if it doesn't already exist. Retrieve progress data, so it's going to the database, making sure that the user exists, and then pulling back the progress. So it's pulling back both the modules and the completed. So if you go here to get the progress, you can see it assigns modules and completed. So what you get back from this query is this string here, split by into like a list, a Python list, under modules, and then you get the same thing again for completed. And then it goes off and calculates the progress percentage, which essentially is passing in these two lists. It does a quick count on the length of those lists, and then just returns a number. And so then it sends, as you can see in the chat, my username has made, and then the percentage, progress so far, and it's working on, and then topic, which is the next topic. So my last example said 57.14% here, and I'm working on Python. And then we've also got to complete, which I showed you earlier. So exclamation mark complete space, and then the task or the skill. Is an old comment, don't need that. So then it pulls out the topic. So basically it takes the message in, and the message is obviously the entire message is that. So what I do is basically strip away complete, using regex, and then it leaves me with Docker or whatever I've put after that, and then it runs a match to see if that exists in the modules. If it does, it moves it to completed, passes it back, etc. So just a cool way to interact with people, and I thought it might be a bit more fun than the finance one. I could make the finance one in the same way, in fact, where people could input their data here. But my plan is to build out a front end for this as well, so that we can see, we generate some sort of like person icon on a front end website for every person that joins it, and have like, I don't know, I feel like some sort of like running track type thing where there's a finish line, a start line, and depending on where you are is where it shows you on the map or on the course. And I thought that could be quite fun. So after the complete, we added role, and that was just a similar sort of thing like I've showed you here in the chat. So I changed my role to DevOps manager, and I can change that to platform engineering manager. And what that does is actually changes it in the database. So you'll see DevOps manager was down there, and now it's platform engineering manager. So anyone can get involved in that. So if you just do !join, if you want to get involved, then you'll be right there. If you're watching on YouTube, it will not work. You will need to be on Twitch, unfortunately. I don't know if you can make YouTube bots. I assume you can, but I haven't figured that out yet. So for all of those commands, I've got a function. Retrieve progress data, takes in the user, connects to the database, does a prepared statement, SQL statement, runs that against the user, then does a bunch of checks, and then returns whatever it is it's going to return. Same for complete topic. Same for update role, which is that command I just showed you. And that's it. So we've got, what, 102 lines of code here, 109, 150 there, obviously not including the gaps. And then I've got a utils, which is just doing some helper stuff. I've got modules here, and I've put them in all three files because I started to move some stuff around. Hey Tyrese, how you doing, buddy? Yeah, so I've got those modules. So I've got that 3 times, which is obviously bad practice. So I think one of my next steps is to pull that into. Thanks, Tyrese. It's not that new, buddy, but I was just explaining this like I've created a Twitch bot so you can get involved. If you do !help, it'll send you a link to like what the commands are and stuff. And it's just a bit of fun, really. I thought people would be a bit more interactive for people. So yeah, if you can see all the previous chat, then I was just messing around with that. But yeah, it's basically, so if you look at this readme here, Tyrese, you can do like help, hello, web, get links to Discord, TikTok, YouTube, and then join is how you join the game. And then you can do roadmap to get all the list of things you need to learn. You can do progress to see your progress, and then you can do complete to mark a skill as complete, and then role is basically what you can see there. So role, and then followed by a role total. This is public already. It's on my GitHub, buddy. Oh, that's what I need. Here you go. Let's create a new command. So this is public already. So let me chuck it. Let's grab a new command and we'll do GitHub. So we're going to call it GitHub GitHub.com, Marketing Cloud. Is that gonna work? There we go. There he is. So, GitHub.com, Marketing Cloud, or should we link to the actual repo? That's probably better, isn't it? I think I'll just call it CloudBot. But I've got a bunch of repositories. Let's have a look. CloudBot. So, we will copy that in. This project on GitHub is on GitHub. Here. So let's save that. Right, let's update the README. Oh, how was the interview, buddy? What sort of things did they ask you? Okay, so this is Markdown. If you haven't used it before, it looks awful, but if you have a look at it on preview, this is how it looks. It's much, much nicer. Okay, so if I save that, cancel, rerun the bot. Now if you do GitHub, this project is on GitHub here. So there is a link to my repo. Easy as that. So that is how they asked me, so how do I find the IP address of a router? And I said, open up CMD, run IP config, and the gateway will be the router's IP. Nice. I'm not sure I've even known that off the top of my head. Got a big fat 3 viewers in Twitch, which is exactly what I need to become affiliate and hit the big time. So appreciate you all for sticking around. Obviously I'm joking, you're never going to hit the big time. I was watching Shep earlier. I don't know if any of you know him. He used to be on my TikTok quite a lot. He's pretty good. He's doing Python as well. Got like 3 tech questions wrong, but hopefully it's not too bad. Tyrese, they don't expect you to know everything. And so as long as you answered honestly, and if you weren't sure, you said you weren't sure, that's fine. Because they know when you're lying, right? They know when you're lying. I've got headphones on here and I'm not even listening to anything. So let me crack out, open some YouTube music. What do we want? That's triggering. I apologise. Pumped up hits. No, it's not really. Ultimate Calm. How about that? I don't need. I'm not actually on YouTube Music there, am I? I just chose music videos, idiot. Bit of bicep. That'll do. Turn it down. Hopefully that's not too loud. Was an apprenticeship though, so we'll get taught it, and I gave a follow-up email to say thanks for taking the time to interview me. Tyrese, that is a good touch. That is a nice touch, buddy. Folks on YouTube, I can see you. Let me know if you've got any questions. I am building a Twitch bot, so don't feel left out. If you do want to interact with the bot, it is on Twitch. You can see the code by the link in chat. If you can't see it, then you'll have to head over to Twitch, I'm afraid. Until I figure out how to create a YouTube bot, I think my focus will need to be on Twitch. Because it feels like a cool thing to have to build. Right, so what have we got here? Let's try this. It's messy. So yeah, we've added a new command for GitHub there. What do we want to do next? So I've talked through that one. So the utils, like I said, I got sidetracked in on the modules. So the modules are displayed in 3 different places, which is obviously the wrong thing to do. So I probably need to break that out into like a YAML file and then read that file in and either pass that between the modules or import it into each file. But currently I need to maintain it in 3 places because you can see it is in 3 places, which is bad practice. So I need to do that. And then, so yeah, in these utils, they're kind of non-specific things. So converting a string to a list, because what I get back out of the database, you can see here in modules, that's just a string. So what that does is split it out for me. Calculate progress percentage. So what that's doing is basically getting this. So that's already been split into a list. And so is this. And so it just takes the length of both of those and divides it by 2. Divides it by itself, times by 100, and then displays it in 2 decimal places. Extract topic is, so when you do the complete, you can see the regex I was talking about earlier. Try this later. Yeah, Tyrese, have a go, buddy. Any feedback would be awesome. So we do some regex there, so it does a match on complete and a space. So you'll see in the commands I was doing earlier, Tiny Aim, how you doing, buddy? I haven't even bothered going live on TikTok tonight because I just didn't pay any attention last time, so I barely had any followers. So living the dream, Tiny. That is it. Living the dream. So yeah, where was I? So yeah, if you do the complete command, it basically looks for complete and a space. And then what this little bit of regex does, and I'm not hot on regex, but what that's saying is basically after this space, it takes anything left. And so that's how I get that. And so if you do exclamation mark complete space DevOps or whatever, something from here, so Python, it strips that out and gives you Python. And then I return that back to another function on the roadmap. And then extract role does exactly the same, but this time it's looking for role. I could probably turn these into a more generic, like extract argument or something, and then pass in this string as another argument here. But I'm just trying to keep it simple for now. Sheps, how are you doing, buddy? Finished streaming already, or are you multitasking? I had you on my TV, Shep, and then I was trying to write comments on my phone, and they were out of sync, and so the audio was killing me, and one was massively delayed, and then the TV caught up, and my phone was behind, and it was difficult, I'll be honest. And then I went for dinner. Raiding? Wait. How do I see that? I didn't get a notification or anything. Oh, I need to fix my notifications if I'm being raided and I don't even know about it. Have you done it? Are you using OBS? Yeah, I am. I've got the where is it? I've got like the Twitch notifications overlay as well. It's like right, it goes right in the middle because I configured it all with like Streamlabs or even use Twitch's built-in one. So I did a test notification and it worked before. I assume everyone watching me already follows me, so otherwise I could do I could have done a test on that. Let me drag this window over here quick, because I don't know what it shows, and then I'll send myself a test. Oh, Shep's raiding me with a party of 8. Damn it! Why didn't I show? Thank you, Shep. I appreciate that, buddy. I need to fix that. I really do. Alerts. Create an alert bot. Alert box 2. Edit alerts. I've got followers. Raids. Let's have a look. Any raid amount. Yeah, it should pop up. I'll have to look at it off stream, buddy, but I thank you. So this is the Discord, no, not Discord, the Twitch bot I was talking about, mate. So if you want to get involved, nice one. If you've come with Shep, thank you very much. Apologies, I didn't see any alerts. I need to figure that out. It's only my second stream. Appreciate you stopping by. I'm Mark. I work in DevOps, or used to work in DevOps. Changed careers for almost 5 years ago. I'm now a platform engineering manager at my company, and I help people get into tech. And what I'm building here is a Twitch bot. So if you're in Twitch and you want to join, you can either get a list of all my commands by going to !help, or you can do !join. And what that will do is it will add you to my database. If you can see my screen, which you should be able to, I'm in there now, so your name will be added to this database, and you will get a default set of modules. They are all of these here, and this is from my roadmap essentially to become a DevOps engineer. Shep's Almighty has joined the revolution. There you go, Shep. Tiny Aim is getting involved as well, and you're in twice. It's good to know my thing. Why is it going in twice? But Tyrese got stopped from going in twice. That's random. I thought I had some error checking. Okay. So, that shouldn't be happening. Tyrese got blocked from joining twice. Tiny went in twice. Sheps went in twice. Oh, your unit test. Yes, indeed. I've just been messing around with it on my lunch break, to be honest. So yeah, there are commands there, and in the commands you'll be able to go to, I'll bring it up on my screen, essentially the commands for the game, shall we say. You can do roadmap, !roadmap to list all the skills. You can do progress to see how much progress you've made, although based on this I feel like it's gonna fail somewhat, given that you've got nothing in your lines at all. I may need to remove those lines and get you re-added. We'll see. Complete. So you can complete a task. So you can do !complete and then say Python, and it will mark it as complete for you. And then you can do progress, and it will give you a percentage. So if I just show you mine, progress. So you can see there, I've made 57.14%. What's currently working on Python. I shouldn't write Python's complete, given that my testing's awful. Where do I type the command? In the chat box on Twitch itself, buddy. So if you do complete, and then Python, and you'll see topic Python move to completed for marking the cloud, invalid topic. Something's duplicating. What's going on? It's making the call twice. Invalid topic. It's like it's doing the call twice. But you can see the list of modules available to me now don't include Python. So Python is now in my completed. I have a feeling most of yours are going to break because because your stuff has not been added in. So yeah, if you want to anyone try Progress or anything like that who's registered, see how you're getting on, and all the commands should be there. And yeah, we've got just the standard one, so GitHub, YouTube, TikTok, etc. No worries, Shep, no worries. Database SQL. Well, it's SQLite. So basically, Python comes packaged with SQLite, and so all the commands are SQL, but it's like a standalone. So I don't know if you can see, but I've basically just got devops.db, and so I can move that database around. But it's literally just a file. I could even commit it to GitHub if I wanted to, and then when you pulled it down, you'd get all the same information. So that's where we're at. I was saying these modules need fixing because they are currently called or set 3 times, which is obviously bad practice, and so I'll probably chuck those into a YAML file and then read them in. Even if I read them in 3 times, that'll be better because at least I'm only maintaining it in one place. SQLite, yeah, there you go, SQLite 3 is up there. I'm not even sure I need it there actually. It doesn't even look like it's in use. It only needs to happen in the database db.py, which is where the connection happens. And then I've got a migrations Python script because I was adding stuff. I added the role in late, and so if you do that to an already existing database, you need to have some sort of script to fix it. So that's where we're at. Requirements.txt, if you've never used Python, are basically the packages that need installing. And then the README is the README, which is in Markdown. And you can see it actually looks decent there, but looks horrific down here because that's just Markdown for you. But yeah, I need some tests. So let's see. I didn't get any errors in the logs at all there. So what was the issue? I tried to complete a task. Oh, I wonder if the issue. So I did topic Python. But where's my actual command gone? Oh, so complete Python, topic Python moved to completed for marking the cloud, and then invalid topic. Please try modules to find a correct list. That was my own chat though. What have we got here? Also, this apprenticeship will get me CompTIA Network A+ certified. Tiny Aim, what have you sent me there? Oh, the unit tests. Nice. Yeah, being a DevOps engineer, I don't do much by the way of testing. They're very simple scripts usually, but this I absolutely going to need. Unit test. Okay, what have we got here? Unit testing framework. Test upper, test is upper. Okay. So I can just run all the tests here as their own little functions. And can I then import? Tiny, do you use this? So I could create a new class here, could I, under tests.py, and can I import like roadmap.py and then test these, call these functions and the expected result? Correct. Ah, nice. Okay, let's do that. Let's create a new folder for tests. Oh, actually, it's just going to be one file, right? Let's start with test.py. Maybe call it tests.py. Tiny is smart for real. Yeah. I do this sort of work in C#, be much the same. Okay, well, let's have a look. Oh, I do not want that down there. Let's have a look at the examples. We'll just grab that and work from there. Unit test is built in. Okay, sweet. I haven't got to install that. So that tests upper, tests a split. Okay, nice. So I will start then, because I've got some utility functions here. So that feels like convert string to list is an easy thing to test. So test string to list self.assert equal. So that is the test data, is that right? And that is the test answer. Okay, so let's provide, I'll tell you what I could provide, all of that. Maybe I'll just do 4 of them. Right, okay, so that's the string, and so the actual response should be oh, idiot. Docker Python. Okay. Get you writing test-driven development before you know it. Do you know what, Tiny? I started writing it and I was making some good progress, and I just thought to myself, I should be doing all of this on stream. But I was just having fun on my lunch break. Right, I'm just going to switch headphones. Hold tight. Right, it is too hot to be wearing over-ear headphones in my office. Okay, right, so that's just should be testing that this list. Oh no, damn it, I haven't even called the command. Okay, so from utils import convert string to list. So then we can do converted list. Okay, fine. I'm an idiot. Never mind. So that's just a string, so that gives it into a converted list. Okay, so then we can do converted list. Expected result. Don't know what I was thinking, to be honest. Strip that out there. Put that to expected result. Okay, now I think now we're talking. Now we're talking. Right, what's the chat saying? Oh, who's got a job? Who's going for a job at QA? I feel like I've spoken to 2 or 3 people about that. Teresa, were we talking about that? Might have been speaking to someone else about it as well, you know. How funny. The guy, the senior DevOps engineer I work with, I have worked with for the last 2.5, 3 years. Used to work there, you know. Okay, so let's have a look. Just double check what I'm doing here. Unit tests, assert equal, assert true, assert false, assert raises, to check on errors. Okay. So I get all these pretty colours as well, do I? Passing the V option to your test script will instruct unit test domain to enable a higher level of verbosity. Okay. Let's have a look. Maybe I will bring up. Okay, where's that? Why can't I make that any bigger? What the hell? It feels small. Repos, streaming projects, CloudBot. Oh, I didn't get the pretty colours. God damn it. This is item. Item 2. I don't know what warp is. This is item 2, I think. Yeah, it is. Chaps, I appreciate you, buddy. Thank you for the raid again. Apologies I missed it. I will get that fixed. Catch you next time, buddy. I noticed you stream similar time every day, so I'll try and catch you, even if it's just on my phone. Okay, we've got a test, and it's working. So eventually, we're going to turn this into a Docker container that runs in something like DigitalOcean. All right. Let's get rid of that requirements for now. And what we will do is we will put it into GitHub Actions as a pipeline, and it will run these tests, and if these tests do not pass, it will not go where it's supposed to go. But it's working. I'm a bit annoyed about these dupes, but let's get some more tests underway, shall we? Let's fix all these first. Calculate progress. What's the thingy? I should probably convert. Should probably be the entire name, right? When you're testing stuff, because then you know exactly what you're testing. Have you ever used Golang? No, I haven't, Tyrese. I haven't. We can go on a Golang learning journey together if you want. It's fine. One day, not today. Right, okay. Wonder if I feel like I need some test data. Don't forget writing negative tests as well as positive ones. Ooh. Tiny, talk me through that. So that one works, but getting one to fail as well. So assert what? Assert false. Got told by some DevOps recruiter to become a Golang developer. Okay. So assert equal converted list expected result. Can I have multiple asserts? I'm just thinking this. Can you assert type? Tiny aim. Example, your string to list function. Write a test that passes in a load of gibberish and test for how you expect the function to manage invalid inputs. Ooh. Okay. So how would you name that then? Convert string to list fails? Because I can't have the same name, right? Or do you just wrap it up in a single thing? No, I can't wrap it in a single thing, can I? With invalid input. So self.assert. Ooh, Matt, no, you will need a test function for each. Okay, that's what I thought. So okay, so I've put assert equal, so assert not equal. Okay. Fine. So then we can set converted list. Actually, let's go invalid list. Invalid list. Input equals convert string to list. Okay, that's gonna work. So I'm going to do no spaces, no commas, because my list is my utils function is stripping by commas. So if they try and do spaces, it should fail, right? I don't suppose if I've got the same stuff in there, it really matters. Just to make sure the function describes the test. Test convert string to list fails. Okay, let's do fails with spaces separator. So invalid list input equals convert string to list, and then we've got that. Okay, so then expected result. Oh, I don't know what the expected result is. It should error. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's a failure. I just don't know what the failure is. Is there a generic one that I can catch and find out what it is? Assert raises, but it wants a type, does it? Assert raises type error. Huh, I think it would be a type error. Soon find out. So expected result. Oh, I don't need an expected result because it's just raising the error immediately. Let's try that and see how we get on. So mode pass to this, it doesn't have scope sequence in the middle of the list. Okay. Oh, I can't even format it properly. What have I done? Come back to that one. Wait, I don't know if that worked or not. Test convert string to list. Okay. Test convert string to list fails with spaces separator. Okay. Okay, I think that's fine. Tiny, does that look right? It was obviously it was obviously correct, the type error, but it did raise a type error, right? Looks about right to me. Yeah, boy. TDD. Eat your heart out. Okay, so wow, there's going to be about 5 million tests. Test calculate. So that's only one. So technically, what you should test for all separators that are not commas, right? But one step at a time. Otherwise, we'll be here all day. It's a good start. So test calculate progress percent. So that takes in 2 lists, and it calculates the length of those lists. So now you want to be writing tests that fail and then make the test succeed, not the other way around. And then fixing my functions to count to fix it. Okay, now we're talking TDD. Okay, this is fun. Right, so I can get this one to fail, no problem. I can get this one to fail because it's percentage based, right? So if these are 0, it's going to screw up because you can't divide by 0, of course. So this should be easy. Okay, so what we want to do is utils import calculate progress percentage. And so in future, I'll create the outline of a function in here, right? And then write a test to make it fail, and then add the code, and then run the tests. And if it passes, it works. Okay, that is TDD. I'm learning. I might make a Python developer after all. I'd love to be a Python developer. If I could get the same money, I'd give up DevOps tomorrow. Tiny. I'd love to build like proper APIs, like Python stuff, the back end stuff. I love it. Tyrese, you asked me a question earlier about platform engineering. I can't remember what it was. Feel free to ask it again if you're still around, buddy. We do this all day. Yeah, I actually really enjoy this sort of stuff. It's easier when you kind of know, I guess. When you're starting from scratch, it's tough. Right. What are we doing with these utils? So I need to pass in. Well, it's doing all sorts here, isn't it? So it will fail on the 0. Okay, fine. So look at PyTest and PyTest Watch. You can automate the test running as your code. Ooh. Is PyTest a better library, is it? Unit test. Oh, unit test is literally just this standalone stuff. I assume PyTest goes a bit further. Okay, so we want modules as a list. So let's go. We actually want something like this. Automate the running as you're producing the code. You don't have to drop out the terminal to run it every time. Does that just run my unit tests, or is that a completely different test library? Okay. PyTest documentation. Oh, but it was PyTest Watch you talked to me about, wasn't it? PyTest Watch. Oh, you've just sent me a link. Cheers, buddy. Christ, apologise if that has just blinded the hell out of any of you. Huh, okay. Pip install PyTest Watch. I'm not in my... Wait, where's my... Okay. PTW, is that it? So let's have a look. Change source. PTW. Wait. Let's cancel out of that. So if I go here. Oh, do I? I don't know. I don't know if it says that. Let's I really need to change that. That's burning my eyes. God knows how bad it is for you lot. Okay, let me write this and see what happens. So completed. Let's have a look. Just use these. Oh, yeah, boy. Oh, no test run. But yeah, I just saved there, buddy, and I think it just ran it automatically. But it didn't run these new ones. Change detected in test.py. No tests ran. Okay, let's see. Maybe because that whole file was a mess, so it failed. Calculate progress, modules, completed. I think PyTest and unit tests are not interchangeable. Oh, so I've got a completely... That's annoying. PyTest is more flexible and simple syntax, while unit test is into Python. Follows more traditional unit style. PyTest supports fixtures and parameters. Okay, so there's no test because I'm not actually using PyTest. Okay. Okay, that's fine. We'll rewrite it. I like the I like the automatic nature of this. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll leave the getting started. I think is that what I was on? Well, I'm on stable, I guess. Should be the same, right? Docs.pytest.org. Yeah, cool. Well, I think I've got this working. That was really easy. So test function assert. Okay, so that's easy. It's really similar. Really similar. So I just don't need the whole... Oh, wait. Do I not even need the class? That does make it easy. So then we want it to do all of this. Assert converted list is equal to expected result. No tests ran. Test. What does that say? Convert string to the list. What the hell happened here? Converted list equals that. Expected result. Assert converted list equals expected result. Okay, so that didn't like that. That's because I've got brackets. Still no test running. should just get rid of this altogether. I'd remove the import for unit test. I think that's throwing it out. Let's get rid of that. Oh, I'll just get rid of all these. In fact, I'll get rid of that. That. Comment these out. Because we'll come back to those. No test ran in. Okay, but you think maybe I need to point to that file, right? Converted list equals expected. Okay, so that does it slightly different. Let me just drop these in, just so I can get a test running. Still no test run. Oh, do these need to be called something? Is it funny about the file name? No, it can't be. Run test in a directory. What have we got here? PTW. Let's have a look. No such file. Custom PyTest runner. Python custom PyTest runner. What did I do that for? Running Python tests.py. Change detected. I'm missing something, aren't I? I'm sure it's very, very straightforward. Run test in a directory, PyTest testing. Let's add a folder. Move. Py.test? Really? Oh, hello. Okay, right, let's have a look. PyTest. Testing. No test run. It's not happy, is it? Call test to Py.test, change the file name to Py.test. So PTW. Hey Tyrese, how you doing, buddy? Runner. What do we want? Testing. Py.test. Permission denied. tests, no tests. Why? Error not found. No match in any of directory testing. I'm literally right there. Is it failing because of these imports? Now I've moved the directories. Surely not. You know when you got your first DevOps role, did you get the first one you applied to, or was it after a while, and how many interviews? Tyrese, it was my first interview, but I was applying for, ironically, a junior Python role. They also had a DevOps engineer junior role going, and so I failed the Python one. Then they called me a couple of weeks later saying, look, let's talk through the skills you do know, and then they brought me in as a junior. But it's a really small company, and that's why I highly recommend going to a small company. Just gonna rename this to test.py. Okay. Module not found. That's what I thought. Utils. It's because I've moved these, isn't it? Why does that have the context though? That doesn't have an issue. So Tyrese, I had done Python, but I also I had the Linux system administrator stuff. So I had done loads of stuff with Raspberry Pi. I had done what else? Yeah, I had the Raspberry Pi. I was doing WordPress websites at the time, and I really wanted to figure out how to do the hosting. And so I spent my time doing that, and that was really where I kind of fell in love with Linux and the command line. And so I knew all of that, and I'd used Git before because of a bit of Python stuff and a bit of HTML, CSS stuff. So that, and having known DigitalOcean and Linode, who are two tiny cloud providers, that was enough for them. And they let me learn like Azure on the job, but I think the bar to entry now is higher, which is why I have like 12 skills listed in my 12 skills listed. Valid syntax. Really? do that now. Tiny, we did it. 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 It was failing for the not finding utils. Okay, so that we now know that is fine. One passed. So if I get rid of that. So now, can I do the PTW thing? I can't remember how to do that now. Let's have a look. So if I save here, is that going to run? Okay, it's not doing that still. Okay, let's do the runner thing. Pi.test, test.pi. No such file or directory. Behave yourself. So I can run it manually, but the auto thing is still failing me. You sent me a link to this, didn't you? Where is it? Process. Watch. Not sure. Specify the path I want to watch. I mean, but if I save that, is it because the tests are not changing? Oh, it's exhausting. Test-driven development. Just try that in. Still not running tests. Oh my goodness. Wait, what? It's running pi.test and not test.pi. Move detected. Yeah, it stopped even reacting to that now. Why does it? I get the pretty colours, I just can't automate it. Never mind, right. Getting bogged down in this. I'll figure out the automation. It's fine. Right, let's get to. Is this code part of the testing suite written? Pi test to validate functions. Yes. So we were doing unit testing before he disappeared, I think, and so now Tiny put us onto PyTest because we can do automation and get it to run as soon as we save the file, essentially. But that is just messing It's messing around at the moment, so I'll figure that out separately. So at the moment we've got one test running and passing, which is test converted string to list, and we're asserting that our converted list equals to the expected result. Now we're going to pull this one back out. And we're going to make sure it fails. So, right, is Twitch chat showing in? So yeah, so this is the Twitch bot. So because I'm running the bot to read in all of your comments, the bot is actually printing out every comment. So print message.content is happening every time. So I don't have to do that, obviously. I can just do it like if someone runs a command. But it means I can keep an eye on it here, and actually my whole OBS screen, which is off to my Mac on my left, I don't really need to see. If I could add some colour to this. Oh, in fact, there's a library called Rich, I think, and it's like it prints it in colour. Let me do that. Let's get back to the tests in a second. I think that is actually a failed test. Let's have a look. Python Rich colours. Okay. Pip install Rich, obviously. Right, let's add some colour. Pip install Rich Jupyter. If you intend to use Rich for Jupyter, no, we do not. From Rich, import print. Let's go here. From Rich, import print. Oh wait, is that just going to take over the default print? That's crazy. Okay, print italic red. Okay, let's try that. Let's try that. Print message. Let's just go red for now. No, that's not working, is it? It's going to have to be an F string, I think. Is that going to work? Let's try it. No. From Rich, import print. The console may contain markup. Oh, what's this locals? Do you think that is needed? No, it doesn't like that at all. Oh, it's not even printing out hello though, to be fair. Okay. Yeah, let's do that. Let's leave the actual print alone and try our print. Still doesn't really like that, does it? It's just not printing anything. No, it's just printing out my message. It's not printing the actual thing at all. No mind. We'll come back to that. Test.py anyway. How far do we get? So we want to raise an error. So we want to assert. So we actually want to assert that whole thing. Oh god, I'm gonna need the docs for this. With PyTest it raises runtime error as exec info, then run that. Okay. So let's go here. So what we want to do is with PyTest raises type error as error info, then call this here. Then we want to assert error info. Dot type is type error. I think that's how you do it. Ooh, doesn't like that. Fixture self. Self. That is the old conversion test files with spaces. Did not raise class type error. So that other one was lying anyway. Where do we print? Capture standard out call. Verb does not raise class type error. If I pull that out, what happens? Just run the entire file. Let's have a look. Python. Test.py. Wait, what? It's failing on utils again. PyTester by. No file. Oh, in the wrong place. Wait, what? That's not a list. Or is it a list? It's just a list of one item, so that is not failing at all. And that's because it is a list. Huh. So it's a list regardless because stripping the spaces, and where there is none, it just becomes one thing. So there is nothing. So it just turns the string into a list of one item. So actually, that's fine. It's not though, is it? So there's no type error there. So maybe that was a bad example. Okay, well, I need to come back to that, I think. It's weird that unit test didn't pick that up. But now this is picking it up. Alright, test, calculate percentage. And then we want to PC is equal to 1, I think. Oh, it's 100, of course it is. 100%. Wait, what? It doesn't even return a float. Oh, can you not print in these things? Print type calculated. Don't know if you can. It's a string. Okay, there you go. Now let's fix it. Return float. There you go, Tiny. It was broken. Now it's fixed. There we go. So test. Division by 0 fails. limits if there's nothing left. Oh no, because if that's 0, that should be fine. Because it takes the length of... Oh no, that's fine. Progress is length of completed divided by length of modules. So if that is 0, so should it be a failure, I think. Okay, so now I can do the error. Nice. Okay, right. How long have we been going? 146. Got some testing. So if the modules are full there but 0's there, that's fine because there's still loads to do, so it's just that way around that should catch an error. Division by 0. Should we call that error? Okay. I think I'm going to call it, folks. I'm exhausted. I don't know why. It's only 9:15. Any questions in the chat before I shoot off? I think there's still a few of you hanging around. Looking better with the testing going in, yeah. Yeah, it's getting there, isn't it? No worries, Rush, no worries. Tiny, if you do figure it out, feel free to whack a pull request on the if there are any changes to the code required, feel free to whack a pull request on the repo. Right, thanks everyone. I appreciate you stopping by, and I'll catch you next time. Or I should be able to stream again this week. I don't know when, maybe Wednesday or Thursday. Thanks for stopping by. I will catch you next time.